People often ask me where to buy yerba mate and recommendations, and I'd suggest going to supporting a local store or a small business if possible. However, if you're living somewhere where you can't, like I once was, and they just don't offer the yerba that you want, check out Pampa Direct. They have the largest supply of yerba mate that I've seen, and I've learned and tried so many from them before that I've never seen anywhere else. But not only yerba, they also have dulce de leche, alfajores, shirts like jerseys, games and snacks like chocolinas, which is one of my wife's favorite cookies. And I found some really great recommendations on there for beginners, such as Don Eregi, which is something I learned about by just trying different stuff there. And also some of my personal favorites, which is Pipore and Aguantadora Despalada. They have great customer service that speaks English, and in fact, they shipped me another package of yerba for free after they had mixed up one of my orders. And they always include like little, extras, like little candies and stuff, which is really nice. And they ship anywhere in the world, and they offer free shipping here in the U.S. with an order of $50 or more. That may change depending on your country. And as a sponsor of the show, they offer 10% off on your first order with the code POWER. Go to yerbamatepower.com/pampa to place an order. Again, that's yerbamatepower.com/pampa. P-A-M-P-A. Pampa. Thanks.
Welcome to the Yerba Power Podcast, where we share the power of yerba mate with the world. Introducing your host, Devin.
Welcome to another episode of the Yerba Power Podcast. Sudamerican Mate has 112,000 subscribers on YouTube and 67,000 followers on Instagram. He started drinking yerba mate 14 years ago out of curiosity and tells his story of just starting out to post on Instagram about mate. And I found him over 4 years ago, and what inspired me to start a channel and post about yerba mate. It gives me great honor to present to you Andres from Sudamerican Mate, where we have a conversation about mate, what and who inspired him, and he talks about a documentary of his trip to Misiones, Argentina, that is soon to be released. Be on the lookout for that. Let's brew an adventure.
Welcome to the Yerba Power Podcast, where we share the power of yerba mate with the world. And I am so honored to have my inspiration is Andres. You might know him as Sudamerican Mate. He is kind of a big deal. He's got a plaque there in the back you can see for his YouTube subscribers, dedicated to the whole sharing yerba mate with the world as well, and does some great content and videos, someone that I aspire to be. Thank you for joining us, Andres.
No, thank you for the invitation. Finally, I could make it, because I've been trying to make this happen, especially the time frame, the time zone is different. So it's kind of complicated sometimes to do this, but I'm really glad for your invitation. I was really looking for it, and hope to have a good conversation.
No, it definitely will, because we were talking about some stuff off camera before we even started, and I've told you this before, but I guess just wanting the people to know that I first started my Instagram channel and then just was curious, hey, people ask me all the time about yerba mate, blah, blah, blah. What's that in your cup? My wife from Argentina, I would drink it, and all my American people that'd be around, what is that? And so after so many times, telling people so many times, you know what? Why don't I just post a little bit about this? So that way people stop asking me maybe so much. I don't know. And then I came across your profile, and this has probably been at least 3 or 4 years, if not more, when I first found you, and basically been following you, stalking you ever since. And so, so it's a pleasure to finally be able to talk to you in person. And so we were talking about this, and I wanted to record this and get this out there. Is you inspired me. But we were talking about, what inspired you? How did you get started? Who inspired you? Those kind of things to start posting about yerba mate. Because as we talked about,
who am I to talk about yerba mate? I'm just some random American. Okay, sure, I'm married to an Argentine, but I don't live in Argentina. I live in the U.S. I'm like,
I think like at least in my side, I would say that my inspiration was more like the curiosity that I had to create something that would be really attached to me. Like I've been drinking yerba mate for over 14 years probably. Like, and I would say that, and I pointed out, is because I've been 14 years nonstop. There's not like batches or like gaps in between. Like I've been like, let's say it's my companion. Like I have it every day. I enjoy it. Like and be able to like try different brands and stuff. But I started that, and out of curiosity, I really wanted to make something that meant something to me, like yerba mate, So I started first on Instagram, like I make my profile and I started just sharing pictures of me having my mate or like like pictures of my mate cup, like. And then slowly I started like uploading some videos of me preparing the mate, like something that would be like a vlog, like you just like showing some stuff that you were doing, And I started as experiment, saying like, I can bet that I might work, if I start working in something that is just purely dedicated to something, like specifically to yerba mate, let's say, So I started doing that, and then I started looking for some other content that would be related or something, or some other person that would be doing that, and back then there were not like much people doing that. It was a lot of, let's say it was a lot of like people from other countries doing things, but not much in Spanish, So I would find like some channels on YouTube in English, like Circle of Drink, I think it was Yerba Mate Enthusiast or Experience, something like that. It was like a South African Yerba Mate channel, And then I will find Matching Box, that is a Brazilian channel that will have like amazing videos that I would always love to watch, And then that was when like it started. I decided to make videos, but to be honest, I had it in my heart like for probably like 2-3 years before I started, So I started in 2019 in YouTube. I opened the channel, but I started in 2018 in Instagram, So that was a little bit how it is, and I got inspired seeing other people doing it, but at the same time I got like this thing of like I did not see any Argentine or any Uruguayan like making any content fully like invested in yerba mate. It was just like some videos that you would see like of people teaching you how to make mate and different things, but they were not dedicated to it, So I started, I said, okay, let's give it a try, like in my work, and from there on I started, and the thing started like taking some traction little by little, and then I'm here talking to you,
yeah. No, it's cool. And so you said something that resonated with me and maybe with other people. You had it in your heart for like 2 or 3 years. And so you knew it was something you wanted to do, but you were probably unsure, like, yeah, but why? Or how long is this going to work? Or maybe I don't have the time. What do you think was that first step, or that thing that really got you to step out of the comfort zone and just like, okay, I'm going to do this?
I think it was like, I mean, I tried some other YouTube channels that I never like kept on going, So I was like, okay, I want to do something that would mean something to me. So I made the Instagram account and I started sharing pictures. I can't tell you that if it was like a something that clicked in my head, I just started, because I was known in my circle of people that I know, and I have some South American too, people from Argentina and countries that they know about mate, that they will know me as the guy that drinks a lot of mate. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that I don't need like other people to drink mate. I'll be drinking mate, and if I have friends drinking mate, I would drink with them, and I would drink myself. So I was like all the time like with my cup, with my thermos, like. So people will know me, and then I said, okay, I'm just gonna start doing this, like out of curiosity, out of like saying, okay, let's try, let's experience. also a photographer and filmmaker, so I started like taking a little bit more like pictures, in a sense that I would say, okay, I like taking pictures. Let's take picture about this that I like drinking, you know. But I can't tell you if it was something that clicked in my head. I just started, you know, and okay, let's keep going, you know, and then it worked, you know.
And so I assume you're professionally trained, like you studied filmmaking, like as a career or as in university or wherever.
Mhm. To be honest, I professionally I'm sound engineer, so that's my profession. Let's say, you know, I went to university. I did that, you know, and of course in my career I got some classes of like filmmaking, design, and stuff. So I got really much involved in production side, and then because of that, I bought a camera like back then in 2011, like a semi-professional camera, you know, and I started making videos because I wanted to produce my own video clips by then. You know, I used to do music, you know, so I bought this camera. I wanted to do my own productions. You know, I didn't have the money to pay so money, but at the same time, I said, okay, I buy a camera. You know, I started doing this. I might be able to not just produce one video, but produce more. You know. So that was the moment that I started with that. And from there on, I started the filmmaking, you know, all the way till I started working in productions, doing some things by myself, then getting into social media, because back then social media wasn't like a big thing. But when I started with Sudamerican Mate, back then it was like getting some like rolling, you know, like some more people like really like getting attention out of that, you know.
Mm.
And then that was the way that I developed my filmmaking career, like doing different projects. And at the same time, I was doing photography, you know. So by now, it's been like, I don't know, more than 10 years I've been like working in this area, you know. Like, and I probably didn't develop much into the sound engineering side, you know. I got more trapped into the design, filmmaking, and I mean, I'm still able to do some some sound engineer things. You know, I was working on the side, like doing some events and stuff, but like it wasn't really like my thing. I like the production side. I like the filming side. I like to see those kind of things. And that was one of the things that I started with American Mate, because people was seeing that I was doing something full invested in Yerba Mate, but at the same time they said, "Oh, but there are beautiful pictures. The videos look nice, you know." This guy like kind of put a little bit more love into the things he's doing. So people start getting attention from a lot of people would tell me like, why this guy doesn't have like much like followers, you know, because he does really good content. Like back then, I'm saying, you know,
Yeah.
and it was really funny for me. But I just kept on going, like constantly, like doing, and then I will like actually starting getting some results, like some people that will start sending me things to try, you know, like, and that was kind of the beginning.
No, that's really insightful, because I just assumed you were, you know, trained as a filmmaker, right? And then you just took a passion. So you basically combined skill and a passion, and boom. But really, it sounds like you were just interested in pictures and film. And so you took a step, but you also combined it with something you're passionate about, Yerba Mate. And so basically that gave you the outlet to work on your craft, to continue getting better at pictures, continue getting better at videos, continue getting better at, you know, the quality and all the little aspects of it to make it better towards something you are already going to post about anyways, basically. So I don't know. I'm reflecting back on it myself, and probably people that are listening, like something you have some kind of skill at and something that you like, and just go there. And I'm not the video guy. I'm also not a sound engineer. But I enjoy the podcasting, and I know I need to upgrade some equipment and get a studio and cooler video stuff. I realize, okay, I can focus on the audio, like asking better questions. What can you control what you can control? Having better questions, getting certain guests. Just, I don't know. Hopefully that helps other people, but I guess I have my own answer, but my answer doesn't matter. I want to hear what you think. Like what does that creative process look like, and what aspires you to just keep going? It's like at a certain point, like you've got a plaque now. Like I don't know, what keeps you going?
To be honest, I think that when I started, like the thing was really small. It was like a niche that was really targeted niche of yerba mate. It was like pretty small. And then you will like sometimes like probably, I wouldn't say collapse, but like you will melange with the other niche that is like general public, you know what I mean? Because like yerba mate is really related to the countries that produce the yerba mate, like really related with Argentina, really related with Uruguay. Some people in the south of Brazil too, you know, or people in Paraguay, but it's more related to tereré, you know. But at the same time, you have all this, so there is a lot of things of the culture that are like really within it. And sometimes you combine with it, you know what I mean? Like you're doing your content and it combines with everything, but there is a lot of the things, and that's a bigger niche, you know, that you have a lot of people from the countries that they love football, or they love, I don't know, they love like drinking Fernet, or like having some facturas, you know, like there are things really proper to the countries, you know. Um, I had the opportunity of being in Argentina 3 times, you know, so it's like, I know every time I enjoy, you know, I love the culture, I love the people, you know. I always had a blast every time I go, you know. And so I think in that sense, you have these two things. When I started, it was a really tiny thing that started with like some, we would call it like a comunidad de materos, you know, like mate communities that they will have like these profiles that they would just post pictures that people would send, you know, and they will like share it and stuff. But like nobody was really like making, or was like a few people making content,
Sure.
like tutorials. Because back then, like, why would you make a tutorial of how to make mate? Like we all know how to do it. That's
Yep.
that's the that was like the thought back then, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then at the same time, it's like, I don't think everybody knows, you know, like probably like, you know, like in your country, you know, but like people don't know, you know. So what if we do it, you know? And I think it's like these two things that started, but nowadays, like you have so much of so many people creating things. But what I see, at least like from my old wolf like sense, you know, when I smell and see some content, I love it because there is so much variety. But at the same time, I see so much of the same, because now it's a lot attached to the trends, to the things that work, you know, or to make a viral video. So then you get into the things of just copying what the other guy did, you know, or by copying, like doing it myself, you know. And then at the end, like everybody's kind of doing the same thing. And sometimes when I do videos, people like, I don't know if criticize me, but some people like message me and say, "Hey, but you always post videos about like how to make mate." And I was like, which is not kind of true, because I know how frequently I do it, you know, and it's not much. But at the same time, I say, bro, those videos work, you know, because
Yeah.
people is looking for it. Like that's the thing. It's like the balance of understanding what works, what doesn't work, but at the same time trying to like bring something new, you know. And I would say like nowadays there is a lot, but there is a lot of copies as well. So you would just see the same thing of another, you know. And in the state at least I am, I would love to try to share to people something that would be helpful for them, as I've been doing for years, you know. But at the same time, if you don't know anything about yerba mate, you get into my channel, I want you to know something about yerba mate.
Yeah.
Like if you want to buy something, like your first kit to start drinking yerba mate, at least you watch my channel, you will know what to do and how to do it, you know. That's the only thing. That's one thing that I would love to do, you know, that I've been doing, and I have a lot of videos of how to start with, you know what I mean? And then at the same time, I like this thing of bringing new things, you know, like experimenting with yerba mate. I mean, doing different kind of like things that is not like out of the traditional way to drink yerba mate, you know, making like some infusions out of yerba mate, or like doing something like that. And also like keep on going with the reviews. People love them somehow, like they would love to see the brand they like, you know, to see how it is, you know. Some people, like a lot of people message me and say like, "Hey, did you try this yerba mate? Did you do a video of this yerba mate?" Because they want some reference for them to be able to buy it, you know. Back then, I remember when I started, I just like would go to the supermarket in Argentina, just grab anything, you know. Nobody told me how it was. Some of them were good, some of them weren't, you know. But like I would just like as I used to say, like I just risk, I would risk, if I didn't like it, I didn't want to like, and I never wasted, so I would have it like not in the best mood probably, but like I would finish it. But like that's at least how I see it, and to be able to keep on going is to now that Yerba Mate is actually getting a lot of traction because of Messi, because of the football players, because of the actors in Hollywood. Now it's getting the traction. So now is the time probably that people needs the most these like guides to see how to make Yerba Mate, how to know about Yerba Mate, how to experience with Yerba Mate.
Yeah.
At least what I try with my channel, I have a lot of audience, so probably the majority of audience is from the south of South America, Argentina, Chile, But at the same time, I know that there is a lot of other people that watch. It's like people from Mexico, people from the United States, probably Latinos that live there. You know what I mean? People from Spain, people from Central America. So there is a lot of people that is not from the audience that know about Yerba Mate, that they want to see or want to know what it is. And I think that's the thing that is keeping me going, because I would say like I don't like the word influencer. I never liked it really. But I understand and I acknowledge that I influence people, in a sense of whatever. Like people, if I say something good or bad, people might take it as a like a reference, say, I'm not gonna have that because this guy said that it's bad, So in a sense, I always try to be careful with that thing, because especially with Yerba Mate, it's a product, so it's something that you drink. So my personal, like, I don't know, attraction for certain brands or certain style doesn't need to be yours, so that's why I try to leave it open, because I want people to think, to buy it, to try, and then say, okay, I don't like it, or to try it and then they say, oh, I love it, I'm gonna get more. Because at the same time, that helps the people to say, hey, like, it's not just that I follow somebody, but I actually get the experience of trying it and then making my own decision. But I would say, like, that's what I would love to, like, to do, at least, to out of the influencer side, to communicate Yerba Mate, like to communicate what it is, what it means culturally, historically, I don't know, as infusion, because like you and me know that you're like drinking mate is not just drinking coffee. It's not just like infusion, it's something else. It comes with something that is way more profound than what we just have, because if no, it wouldn't mean something to all of us. And people that is getting, like, I don't know, like trapped by Yerba Mate, people knows that it's different, that's why they got cut out of the wave,
That's awesome. So Andres, I personally, selfishly, but also for the audience might help too, getting video quality, or say they want to post something on YouTube, even if it's not Yerba Mate, they want to get creative. I mean, I can give tips on audio stuff as far as podcasting, but video. So I've heard a lot about, the thumbnail is the big deal. And of course the content matters, because you still have to have something behind it, and you got to grab their attention with like the first 5-10 seconds or whatever it is. Or what you found to be successful on YouTube when you were started out into where you're at now?
Well, to be honest, there is so many factors that you need to consider when you're like making content, especially now that the algorithm are always changing. So you don't know, like, you need to be studying, like, at least if you're creating content, you need to at least a little bit know how they're working now, but I would say the thing that never changes is to keep track and like constantly posting videos. I think it's not like about like posting every day, but at least to give us some like regularity. Let's say if you're gonna post once a month, let's say, if you can post once a week, try to keep that on. It's really difficult if you're fully, like, I don't know, like dedicated to it. Like, you might have the time to do it, which is easier, of course, but and when you have a life, all the things to do, of course, like, it takes a little bit like of organization to try to do it, but at least to kind of keep like making something, and then considering like the titles you're giving, the thumbnails you're doing, like that. Actually, what you're showing is what you're actually, or what you're like putting in your title is actually what you're showing in the video. Like to not just to do the clickbait, like to actually like deliver to people what they would expect in your video. And I think those are the things that really like work. I don't know in the sense of like super like getting it viral, because I don't know, like you have to be like Mr. Beast or something like that, that the guy like makes goes around every corner of the video to try to make it attractive, to try to retain like the attention of the people. But at least when you have a niche, or you have like a topic that you talk about, like the people that watch your video, like they could get deliver what you are promising to give, and I think with the constant work, like you will get something, like at least like nowadays, like probably people, because of the virality of videos, they want like instant results, and sometimes some people get instant result, which is like cool for what you're doing, but at the same time, like if you keep your working, like building up little by little, you will get somewhere. At the end of the day, like that's what happens to me. Like I just kept like doing things, and even videos that I post like long time ago, they still perform, because the content is there, the work is there, the quality is there, or to try to do the best you can. And of course, like what I said, like that I started because I was filmmaker and I was photographer. Like you don't have to be like me to do something that helps you in the beginning, that helps you to do your work. But at the same time, if you start from zero, like your first video won't be the same than your I don't know, your video number 100, it won't be the same, but you will learn on the way. It's just to always be open to learn, to improve, because every video will get better with the time. And I think that's one of the things that I try to at least transmit. Like I used to like do classes and teach some people filmmaking, and I would say the same. Like your first video will never look like your 10th video or 11th, like, and so on. But you gotta start, And I watch my first videos and I don't like them, or some of them I do, because it brings me some memories. But at the same time, in terms of quality, of storytelling or whatever, like okay, yeah. Now at least I know that now I'm doing a little bit better, But I think it's just that, just start, like I was so many years thinking when to start, and then I just started, You always have those videos on YouTube that they say 2024 is ever late to start, like, and then everybody posts those videos. In 2025, is it good to start YouTube? And like, it's just start, you know what I mean? Like, I watched those videos back in 2018, and I started in 2019. It's just a matter of giving it, like, and say, okay, let's do it.
That's encouraging. That's good advice for me and anyone else listening. I think it's just start. And if you stick at it for 6 months and it doesn't go anywhere, then well, at least you can't say you didn't try. So I mean, can't miss what is like Wayne Gretzky, or Michael Scott, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. Yeah. But okay, last question, and I'll let you go. So there's this theory of like these different perceptions of people, what people know about you, what they don't know about you, what you would like them to know about you that they don't know about you. So my question to you is like, okay, people know you about as, okay, filmmaker, Yerba Mate, maybe even, something else. But what is it that people don't know about you, they do not know about you, but you would like them to know about you?
Oh, that's a really difficult question. I was actually like thinking what to what would be, because the thing is, like, my channel is just about Yerba Mate, and sometimes I share some things that are personal or whatever, like, but it's the same thing when the other day I send you, like, of course, off camera, I send you a text message and say, yeah, because I'm a dad, and I have some things that I'm doing, like, but like, most of the people probably don't know that I'm a dad, or that I do all these other things, because my content is not related into my life. I show really little what people sees of me. Even if you go to my personal account, I just share some little snips, but it's not really much. It's not about my personal life, let's say, because I don't know. I think as a creator, you always get tempted, but at the same time, it's like this is the only thing you really like. It's really dear to your heart, it's close to your heart, and it's like I enjoy it like this, and I try to keep myself out of the screens as much as I can to enjoy the real moments in life, and I think nowadays that we have so many screens like everywhere, like you don't get to really like enjoy moments or really take the time to be off, and I think that's really like healthy in all the senses, so that's why I don't know what I would wanted to share with people that people don't know. I think in the lives I always talk about like things that happened to me or some stories, and people might know that where my wife is from, and I don't know, like all other things. Some people don't even know that I'm a filmmaker and a photographer, like they always ask me what do I do for life, But what I wanted to do with Sudamerican Mate is not much like really go circular about myself. I wanted to really make it like about Mate, about what I could give them, about what they're expecting from my channel, because I think my personal life is not really like something that would be interesting for people in this channel, at least, I would do something else if I would, But I think what people is probably expecting is my takes on certain products or certain brands or certain like styles of Yerba Mate, and try to deliver those things that the people is expecting, because there is a lot of things that people say, hey, like I would love to have this video, blah, blah, or this topic that you never have talked about, But I don't know if to really like share something about me, to be very honest, because it's like something that is, I don't think it's like a point that would give something to people. It's just, I'm a normal dude, I'm a dad, I have a toddler, so I'm just like, dealing with things when you have a toddler, you know what I mean? And then at the same time creating content, probably showing more that, I would love to show a little bit more the behind the scenes of how I make, how I create what I do, because it's not like that easy, it's technical stuff as well, but sometimes creative stuff, things that might help sometimes to people, that is interested on that. I've been always wanting to do like something related with filmmaking in in my personal channel, but the thing is I don't have time. So if not, I would have done it like a long time ago, but sometimes you need like 50 hours a day, to complete the other things you need, but it's something that is also close to my heart. I would love to have that time to do it, like some other channel, like probably more into storytelling, how to make things like in the creative side of it, because it's something that is really like, I'm passionate about it. I like it, it will help me to really like show my craft, let's say, like how I do it, what I do, and that, yeah.
No, that's something I know I've been challenged, and I think can relate to is, showing your work. Like people see this much, they don't see all the hours you spent recording or setting this up, or how many takes it took you to film that shot, or whatever,
Yeah.
I think that would be something I'd like to see. I understand the time constraints, but I think that would be very helpful to people as well, too, to see what goes into it, because it's also sharing your passion of, this is what I do and this is what I like to do. But yeah, I mean, your channel, you do whatever you want. That's the cool thing about it. I think personally,
Yeah.
like sometimes, I want to talk about stuff that I don't care whether you really want to listen or not. Honestly, sometimes it's just like, I think this is important to share. I mean, and I don't mean that like, hey, none of your opinions matter, but obviously they do. Or also just probably just had these conversations with myself. I don't know. But
It's also like it's also just sharing what you want to share. Like I know that we think that sometimes our like opinions don't matter to people, but at the same time, like um, I think they do. But like the thing is how much you want to share, because
mm,
in the online era, like you share so much of your time, of your, I don't know, scrolling down and sharing and posting pictures that you really miss to enjoy life in itself, Like it's that funny that I always see these videos, that when I watch these videos of people going to concerts and filming the concert, And it's like, I remember once like going to a concert, in London of my favorite band, like I like POD, I watch it
oh, really?
in London. So I was there, it was a concert that I like legit. I did not have money. I got in contact with the guitar player of the band. He let me in as an invited person. So I was like I was having a blast because I got for free, because I didn't have money. I went like there, I really enjoyed the concert. I knew all the songs, of course, I started recording the first song, because I wanted to have that memory of something, 15 seconds and I say, I can't no more, I put my phone down and I start just like going into the mosh, the mosh pit. Okay, I'm in, you know what I mean? But I had that memory. At least I had those 15 seconds and I cut the video there because I said, you know what? Then I started enjoying, and those are the things that really matter to me when you get to connect with something. But when you're filming, then you don't check the videos, really. Like you don't, or you remember when you were filming the video, you remember what you see in the thing, but you don't really like connect the way you connected if you were experiencing it,
Mm,
And I think we are so much into that, you know what I mean? But I also like to say to people sometimes, hey, like I'm a normal dude, I have a normal life, and I mean, I don't think my life is really normal, but in a sense of like that, my life could be like yours, but just from my side, like I just do things like I cook, I prepare dinner, lunch, being with my kid, I take care of him, I be with my wife, and things like that, that sometimes like people think that you don't do or whatever. Like,
mm,
and I understand, like sometimes like people think that we do, or we have a lot of big team behind us, like doing things for us. Like, to be honest, like there is like little things that we do and other things that we really, really love to do and we're passionate about it, But I think like to share those things and just to see if people respond is just like, let's keep going and doing it,
first, yes, thank you for sharing. Um, I sense your wisdom that you have mentioned what you said of essentially guarding your heart of this is personal to me and although I share this with my people, like the whole world doesn't have to know about this. Like
Mhm.
I think there's a weird dichotomy, as you said, with the social media, everybody sharing everything. And that's great because, you want your friends to experience
You
it
know what I
with
mean?
you. But also of like, you know, not everything has to be on the internet. And also, yeah, I think getting sucked into like you're not even in the concert, you're just filming it just so you can tell everyone you were there instead of like
Yeah.
I guess just enjoying or being with the people that you're there with. It's something to ponder for myself and hopefully everyone listening to realize you don't have to put everything out there on content and I think also the consistency you said you don't have to post every day. Like just be consistent with whatever schedule you choose, I think is another wise thing you've said. Um, so Andres, overall, very fulfilling conversation. I really appreciate your time and can't thank you enough for the limit because you have the same 24 hours you, me, and every other billionaire or whoever in the world has. We all have a limited time. Time is the most valuable gift we can give, and you've given an hour of your time to me and to all the people listening. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me. I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And anything else you want to say before we end? Of course, I'll put all your links down below and share all those. They can find you pretty easily.
Yeah, I was actually going to say it. Like, I'm talking about like the creative process. You know what I mean? Like, last year in 2024, I went to Misiones, and we were like going around in a round trip with some two other friends, making a documentary, documenting some places that we went. Like, and the documentary is called Ruta al Origin. It's like Road to the Origin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically, we want to show like how it's done, like how like this yerba mate that we drink, it's made from the very beginning, you know what I mean? And we went through different like places that they make it, like really big companies that make yerba mate, but also the smallest one and more artisanal, you know what I mean? Like, when we try to go to different places, you know. I've been working on it, you know, but it's been taking some time because, of course, you know, it's a documentary, and I wanted to give it the time to work on it, you know, and not to just release it just because and some people it's been asking me for, but it's really like due to come out, like, of course, this year, you know, probably March, April, we're trying to like see the date, you know, but it's just like to invite the people to tune in, to be probably like aware of what's coming up, you know, and it's, of course, it's gonna be a documentary. Of course, it's in Spanish because we went to Argentina, but it's gonna be like translated, you know, and available for people that speak English, French, and I try to get it in some other languages, you know, some people can also like see the story and see what we experience, you know, and try to get a little bit of like I don't know, like visual like content to see how this is made and how things work like behind the scenes, let's say, you know, of yerba mate. It's not just a plant that you buy in the supermarket, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's something deeper, you know. And yeah, probably just that to say that.
So that means subscribe to the Sudamerican Mate channel so that way you don't miss out. And then pro tip, you can turn the closed captionings on to your language. So even if it's in Spanish, you can get it transcribed into English. So no excuse there. So I saved, you know, all you that like, well, I don't know Spanish. No worries. And yeah,
Mhm.
there you go. So be looking out for that in March, April, like I said, you know, if it takes longer, it's worth the wait. Well,
Cool.
yo, Andres, Sudamerican Mate. Until next time, would love to hear more about the Misiones trip, and when that documentary comes out, be glad to share it. Until then, be well, and all right, enjoy your mate.
Thank you.